I want to show all of you the coolest piece of gaming history that I own. It's this Halo 3 Legendary Edition Master Chief helmet. Now what's really cool about this is you will notice it has all of these signatures. And if you look right there, 9/25/07. This helmet was purchased on the midnight release of Halo 3. My friend gave it to me, thank you Peter, and by some enormous stroke of luck, he ran into a bunch of Bungie developers at the time. It has been 6,234 days since this helmet was purchased, as of recording today. And since this was gifted to me, I've gotten it signed by one of the composers for the Bungie Halo soundtracks, Marty O'Donnell. I've gotten it signed by Steve Downes, the voice of Master Chief, by Jen Taylor, the voice of Cortana and Halsey, and by Brian Gerard, aka Sketch, the community manager. As far as I'm aware, this is a one-of-a-kind piece of gaming and Halo history. And the reason I bring it up is because this would not exist without the midnight release. What's up, everybody? This is the Act Man here, and today I'm finally digging up the time capsule.
Oh, no, that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate.
The one that's been buried for many years. We're diving into the past to reconnect with a part of gaming culture that has been lost to the sands of time. The midnight release of video games. A joyous event where gamers from all walks of life around the world would leave their cockroach-infested dens.
Dozens of grown men and probably about 3 women have crawled out of their parents' basements tonight.
Set off into the darkness, head to the nearest GameStop, and impatiently wait for the clock to hit midnight. 3, 2, 1! Once a core staple of the gaming world, it has since been replaced by online retailers and digital storefronts. And as these events fade further and further into obscurity, I want to remind everyone what we've been missing.
Fucking paint, nigga. What you thinking, nigga? I go hard for Black Ops.
But first, do you love war? Do you enjoy the sound of thunder? Then you'll love the sponsor of today's video, War Thunder. Arguably the most comprehensive vehicle game ever made. War Thunder has an astonishing roster of over 2,500 different tanks, planes, ships, and helicopters from 10 major nations between 1920 and today. This is a game made for those with a passion for military history and historical accuracy. And somehow, despite all of this content, the game is free to play and available on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. Whether it's dogfights or tank battles, War Thunder has game modes for all types of play. War Thunder stands out with its in-depth customization and how damage works. Where you were hit, what parts of your vehicle were damaged, and so on. History is written by the victor, and that can be you if you download and sign up for War Thunder today using the link in the description and pinned comment. For brand new or returning players that haven't played in 6 months, you'll get a free massive bonus pack, courtesy of me. This bonus is only available for a limited amount of time, soldier, so don't wait. Join to become one of the 70 million players who have downloaded War Thunder. Download War Thunder today and write your version of history in the books.
And now for something completely different.
Isn't it sad that younger generations can't experience the thrill of waiting 5 hours in the freezing November cold to buy a video game and then go to school the next morning because your parents told you to?
Is he gonna be playing this tonight or is he going straight to bed?
Oh, as much as he would like to, he's going straight to bed.
Oh.
I know. When school tomorrow.
This is peak motherhood right here.
This is the first one that I've taken him to.
And how do you like it so far?
It's not bad. It's a little more awake than I thought I would be. And he's happy. That's important.
Look at how happy this kid is, man. If you had a mom like this, call her because she's fucking cool. I mean, how awesome is that? Mom's like, yeah, I'll get you the player's guide and the prestige edition of Modern Warfare 2, but you gotta go to school tomorrow. Would you take that deal?
I'd make that deal.
I don't blame you. Damn good deal.
This is just one of the thousands of stories you can uncover when combing through midnight release videos on YouTube, most of which posted by channels with like 100 subscribers 14 years ago. And you know what? If you ever went to a midnight release, it's your duty to share your story in the comments below. I want to read them. We may not have any more opportunities to create new stories, but we can relive those memories, and they'll live on in the comments section. In today's society, it's easy to get complacent and lazy when every necessity and comfort can be bought, ordered, and delivered straight to your home. Doesn't it feel like we have less reasons than ever before to leave the house? As if technology has made life so convenient, we've started losing some of those wild, unpredictable journeys we used to go on. And that's kind of boring. But boredom is the last thing you'll be feeling today after watching this video, because today I have combed through the desert and unearthed the coolest, the most insane, hype as fuck footage of midnight releases on this planet. Why were midnight releases so awesome? And why don't we do them anymore? Today we are huffing nothing but nostalgia fumes. So come on in, hop into my time machine, buckle in, whip out your Halo 3 Legendary Edition helmet, and let's take one last ride down memory lane.
World of Warcraft, baby!
Teaser, reveal, hype, anticipation, excitement, energy, and release. This is the formula for video game launches. And midnight releases were the release of everything we've been feeling, everything that had built up to that moment. When we walked out of the store with the game in our hands and a big ass grin on our face. And each midnight release was different. They were all like the climax of a story. Also, quick note, I'm officially launching the Actman subreddit that I created like 7 years ago. Link is going to be in the description. I've never shouted it out before, but go join the community there. Feel free to ask me any questions, post memes. You can post more or less whatever you want. Just keep it about gaming and the channel and all of that. So yeah, subreddit down in the description. Anyways, the reason midnight releases became such a huge deal is obvious. We all shared in that anticipation. We all reveled in the calm before the storm. Going to a midnight release made you feel like you were part of the in-group, an exclusive club of hardcore gamers that wanted to get that next release as soon as possible, faster than anyone else. You'd encounter other hardcore fans along the way, strangers. You would share with them what you were most excited to see in this new release. It was a community potluck. And for better or worse, mostly better, midnight releases gave gamers a space to be themselves, in public. But every midnight release was different, depending on the store, the game, the fan base, and the city. It seemed like every GameStop would have free pizza for people. And they could have ordered it from the shittiest pizza shop in town, but goddammit, you've been waiting for 5 hours, so that pizza tastes divine. Midnight releases could be small local gatherings or massive publicity stunts that take place in Times Square with thousands of people waiting in line. People would fly out to New York just to experience the release of Halo 3.
I'm going straight from here to LaGuardia, flying to Chicago, and going home to play the game.
Did you come here just for this event?
Yeah, I came here just for this event.
They don't have this in Chicago?
They do, but it's not this. You come here for the experience. This is like, you know, my father went to Woodstock. This is our Woodstock of a generation.
You know, at some of these events, they bring out voice actors. For Modern Warfare 2, they had the voice actors for Soap, Price, and Ghost. And even these guys would be like, this is insane. They'd sign autographs, talk with fans.
I've got to say I'm overwhelmed because I never really realised just how big this would become. It's just mad.
So outside of things like Comic-Con, there weren't many opportunities to meet these people whose work you really enjoyed.
Why did you have to be here first?
I just had to meet David Hayter, man. I have so much respect for the man. I just had to get it to meet him. I wanted to autograph and just let him know, like, he's really appreciated among the gaming community.
There's something so wholesome about clips like this.
So what are you going to say to him when you get to meet him?
Snake. That's the only thing I can get through my head right now, man. I'm still thinking.
Dude, you've had 19 hours? That's what you came up with?
I was just still unbelievable that I was first one in line when I got here, man.
That's a real Metal Gear Solid fan right there, man. And to have this joyous moment immortalized on video, gotta be a great feeling to be able to relive that. And if you were really lucky, at certain midnight releases, you might catch a glimpse of the richest man on the planet selling the first copy of what would become the largest entertainment launch of all time. You might think you're cool, but you'll never be Bill Gates walking out of Best Buy after selling and signing the first copy of Halo 3 while I Got 5 on it blasts in the background. I'll never be that cool. You'll never be that cool. And that's okay. Also, if you look closely, it looks like Bill's sweatshirt has the UNSC logo on it. Like, talk about being a straight fucking gangster. The hype at these events was simply unmatched. And I love how creative these stores could get. For Red Dead Redemption 1, you know, they'd bring out Nerf guns and host little shooting tournaments. For the right product, gamers would come out in numbers. And that's so wholesome because this normally secluded, somewhat socially awkward group of nerds would be able to connect with people who had similar interests in the real world. Now let's just say that when a bunch of nerds get together, the results are not always easy to watch.
Stop the trying us, you slimy.
What you're experiencing right now is called secondhand cringe. If you're wondering what is happening in this clip, this is at the midnight release of Skyrim on 11/11/11. Never forget. And the scene playing out in front of us is a performance of what it's like to fight cliff racers in Morrowind.
Come on over here. Come on over here. No, you flipped me off. Come on, coward.
To do this in public, in a GameStop, 9 years after Morrowind came out, that takes balls. Now you may wince, you may cringe, but at the end of the day, goddammit, you will respect commitment to the bit. I'm a fucking cheeseball. I thrive on the cringe of my skits, if you can call them that.
I think we should take a big fat fucking shit all over their fucking and I'm just gonna sit here looking cool.
Midnight releases gave gamers an opportunity to feel like they were normal, you know? These were times where we all came together to celebrate this hobby we have so much passion for. Whether it was Gears of War, Halo, Call of Duty, Metal Gear Solid, Borderlands, Assassin's Creed, everyone had to do the same thing. Wait in line for hours. And when you're bored, you find creative ways to pass the time.
Tell me about your most epic quest or battle to date.
Raiding this girl's molten core.
Midnight releases were also great publicity for the companies. Look at all these gamers excited for our product. News media would pick up on the story. It would tap into that like viral marketing effect, where even your friends who weren't Halo fans would get excited for the game because every one of his friends was excited.
People coming together for a video game.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
I am now. Like I wasn't before, but like seeing this.
It was always cool when they gave out knickknacks or merch or free t-shirts, but it wasn't just good for publicity. It was also an opportunity to put on a show.
The first thing I said was, I'm performing there. Cool, I didn't ask about how much they paying, how much this. I said, can I get a copy of the game? And they was like, yeah. I was like, all right, cool.
For Call of Duty games, they'd have guys dressed up in military garb. They had fucking Frank Woods watching the door. He's the bouncer. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to show you an out of context clip of something, okay? Brace yourself. Quiz time. What do you think is happening in this video? Is it A, leaked footage of an active war zone? B, police body cam footage taken during a robbery? C, footage of military conflict in Israel and Palestine? Or D, the midnight release of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2? Yeah. It's fitting that Modern Warfare 2, as one of the most controversial games of the last 20 years, would have an equally controversial and insane midnight release event. There's no fucking way anybody could get away with putting something like this together and get away with it. I mean, look at this. They're throwing flashbangs. Listen to all this fake gunfire. They got a fucking Humvee out on the street and the crowds of people are just behind them. There's people lying on the street in front of the GameStop pretending to be corpses. Look at this shot. Look at how ominous this looks. These guys are securing hostages in a GameStop to promote a video game. Now, I was so curious about this, I had to look it up because there's 2 videos of this event, and I tried my best to figure out if there's more footage, if this was a news story. I couldn't find shit. But what I did find is that for some reason, this video has the GameStop store number and the city it was in. This was posted 2 days after this video but I was able to find where this exact GameStop was, and I cross-referenced it with the Best Buy in the background. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where it happened, and I just think that's so cool. I want to know the story behind this. So people of Waynesville and North Carolina, help me out. I can't find shit about this. If you were there, if you have footage, reach out to me, post it online, something. Now, there are aspects of the midnight release that are still alive. For example, going to the Halo World Championship events has the same vibe. Midnight releases and professional live tournaments are similar to concerts or sporting events in that the most die-hard fans are always going to be there. Midnight releases were like football games. You were there to root for your team and represent them. You could scream and shout and act like a crazy person. And you could get some pretty cool swag too, like posters, dog tags. Some people would show up in cosplay outfits. There'd be tournaments, giveaways, raffles, exclusive merch. You'd see people with Lancers at Gears of War midnight releases and Master Chief cosplayers at Halo ones. And at midnight releases for Grand Theft Auto games, people would get jumped.
What's this?
You got fucked up, yo.
Yeah? Look like you belong in Grand Theft Auto.
Hey, Grove Street for life.
Each midnight release was like always true to the series. Like in this footage at the midnight launch of the Burning Crusade, where they had a competition for who could recreate the in-game dances the best. You see what I mean though when I say these events allowed us to feel more normal and just be our quirky, nerdy selves? I miss that. You know, when we were younger, you couldn't go out to a bar and get wasted, and real high school parties were always at risk of getting the cops called and getting you in trouble. But midnight releases were how gamers partied. Some people would party a little too hard, like this guy. Halo Reach midnight release party arrest. What I love so much about this is that the video just starts this way. Like, we have no idea why this guy is getting arrested. We can only imagine what happened prior. But also imagine going to a midnight release for Halo Reach and not being able to play Halo Reach that night because you got arrested at the midnight release for Halo Reach. I think one of the magic ingredients for a midnight release was the physicality of it. Gamers were mostly an indoors bunch, you know, we'd socialize on Xbox Live.
I eat dick all day.
But it was also that feeling of like actually having the game in your hands, right? If you were one of those people who got there first and you walked out with like a legendary or collector's edition, everybody else in line would just be like, damn, fuck, I wish I got that one. That looks cool. And that 15-second walk out the store as you go past the line and towards your car, you felt like a god. Especially when we were younger, you know, in school, you got a lot of responsibilities, homework, sports. There weren't many opportunities to stay up all night playing video games, and most parents wouldn't let you. So it was fucking amazing when you could like break the rules this one time. Or shit, maybe your parents wouldn't let you ever break the rules, so you'd sneak out with your buddies while they slept in. And it was like that youthful desire to rebel that I think so many gamers found appealing.
Here we are on our way to pick up Halo 2 at GameStop at South Hill Mall. I have to confess, I'm going 30 over the speed limit right now.
And there's the social nature of it, right? You'd see your friends at the store, you'd wait in line with them, shoot the shit, then you'd all go home, hop on Xbox Live and keep chatting as you all played the same game. Or you'd go to someone else's house and experience the game together in person. Also, because a lot of us were teenagers at the time, we didn't really have a whole lot of disposable income. So some of us had to make the tough decision to trade in games at GameStop.
I hope I actually have enough money to buy this. It will be some fucked up shit if I really don't have enough money to trade in and get this shit. I don't give a fuck about this. I don't give a fuck about this. Definitely not. And I already have another copy of this.
Did he make the right call, trading in these games for Black Ops 1? That is a tough call to make. But the most powerful of the midnight releases, in my opinion, was that of a new console generation.
It's the next evolution of PlayStation, and they're doing it right from the beginning. Backward compatibility, allowing you to play the old games, so your PlayStation doesn't die. You don't have to buy new game cartridges.
Whether it was the PS2, the Wii, the 360, each new console was like unlocking a new Super Saiyan version, and how that radically changed everything in Dragon Ball Z after the Frieza saga. It radically changed our lives. I remember my friends waited in line for 7 hours to get the Wii on day one, and that's like a core memory of us throwing those fucking controllers, hitting the wall, laughing our asses off. Man, it was so much fun. Now, before we talk about how Midnight Releases died, I have one final thing I want to show you guys. It's the very first YouTube video I was in, the Midnight Release of Skyrim.
Any idea of what type of race you're gonna be making?
Dude, I'm gonna have to like see everything, you know, before I actually choose. Like,
yeah, see all the differences. We probably North because that's a native.
Right. Yeah.
But everyone's gonna do that, so I'm probably gonna choose something else.
Maybe a lizard, an Argonian.
Reptilian.
Who knows?
Now, my brother is obviously a lot more aloof. Might have been high at the time. I don't know. He's so excited, and I'm like a little camera shy. And I honestly can't believe I found this, because I remember being interviewed, but man, what a trip down memory lane. Skyrim came out on Veterans Day, and then you had Saturday and Sunday. So it was perfect. That is literally the most perfect release date ever. On Monday, everybody was talking about Skyrim. So I just wanted to share that bit of Actman lore. I also think it's funny I call my brother the new YouTube star.
So YouTube star.
A little prophetic. But with how much hype and money and attention and publicity Midnight Releases generated, one has to wonder, why did they die? The reason for the death of the Midnight Release is complicated. It's a combination of cultural, technical, and practical reasons. The rise of digital downloads and online storefronts like Steam, Battle.net, Microsoft Store, PSN, Switch Online made it easier to just buy games from the comfort of your own home. Physical sales of video games has been steadily declining over the years, while digital sales have been steadily rising. It's the same reason they stopped printing and putting manuals in games, because it's convenient, it's cheaper, and it's easier. But also, who wants to wait outside in the pouring rain or snow anymore? If you don't have to, why would you? GameStop and other retail stores are losing money. Like with Blockbuster, the convenience of staying home and paying for something is alluring to most people. And because there's less physical copies being sold, these stores aren't making as much money, so they're less likely to want to have staff ready for a big midnight release. This makes hosting a midnight release impractical. The other thing is timing. I remember going to the midnight release of the Master Chief Collection, except it wasn't a midnight release. They started selling a game at 9 p.m. and I was honestly disappointed that there wasn't a line. Isn't that weird? Then I got home and played Master Chief Collection, and the disappointment continued for a few years. Many publishers have decided to release games at the same time, as in they might come out on midnight if you're on the East Coast, but it'll be 9 p.m. over here on the West Coast. This is probably overall better for business, but like I said, it means we don't get to experience the game at midnight at all. Then there's also the prevalence of pre-order bonuses and early access special editions. Those muddy the waters even further, because it's like, so when exactly is the midnight release? Well, that depends on how much money you spend. It's kinda shitty, right? Yeah. More money, me, now? And all they did was just come up with an earlier release date, and it's just more exclusive and more expensive. The prevalence of online communities is also another reason midnight releases have fallen out of favor. It's a little sad to say, but I hang out with people and friends on Discord more than I do in person. So we're less likely to get together as a group to go out for a midnight release. I'm also a content creator. I know, big shocker. So if I really want to play a game the moment it comes out, I'm kind of incentivized to stream it. This also means part of my audience will want to watch me, and therefore they won't be going to a midnight release with their friends. Multiply this concept by like a million different content creators, and it just means most people are staying inside to play a new game, or they're staying in to watch their favorite streamer play it. There was a very critical moment when I started to realize the gaming industry was changing, and that was the midnight release for Halo 5 Guardians. You see, my brother and one of his best friends, Matt, had a routine of going to the midnight release for each Halo game, starting with Reach. But my brother had to work, so I went with Matt. We got to the GameStop. They were selling it at 9 p.m., not a massive line. We buy it, go home, and I have to tell him that Halo 5 doesn't have split screen co-op, and he doesn't believe me until we boot up the game and he can't find the option for split screen.
You wanna play?
Go home.
Too bad!
I don't have an Xbox.
Get out of my house!
And for me, that was the day that the midnight release started to die. It was when it started to feel like the game industry could make more money off of me if we didn't go to a midnight release. And finally, the lasting impact of COVID-19 is still lingering. We had a full year of adjusting to this new lifestyle indoors, and it's changed our behavior in more ways than I think we're all willing to admit. A lot of businesses died during COVID, but the ones that thrived during COVID were all digital. Except toilet paper. I wish I had bought some toilet paper stock before COVID. Anyways, COVID-19 more or less was the final nail in the coffin for midnight releases. I mean, sure, there are still some fringe events you can go to, and you can get the same feeling by going to a convention, but I don't think we'll ever see anything like this ever again. I hope I'm wrong, but I doubt any midnight release will ever have this type of hype. And there ain't no fucking way in hell anybody is ever going to allow this to happen again. I think the death of the midnight release is just one of the many ways in the last few years that we've lost touch with one another. As a community of big-ass nerds, united by our shared passion for gaming.
It's just one big social gathering, uniting people all over the world for, love of games and Gears of War.
The gaming industry is the biggest entertainment industry in the world, bigger than the music industry, bigger than the film industry, and it's entertainment launches like this at midnight with over 20,000 stores open worldwide that really solidify that fact.
The midnight release is more than just a relic of the past. It was a way to connect with people and interact with others who maybe felt ostracized or weird from regular society. It was an opportunity to go out, be yourself, and not feel shame or embarrassed for being a fucking nerd. You got to meet people you would have never met otherwise, and will sadly never meet again. Our nostalgia for these moments will never die. They can never be taken away. And through these old videos on YouTube and the comment section on this one, we can still relive those memories, even if they aren't our own. The thing is, I don't know if midnight launches could ever come back, at least not the way they used to be. And while that might seem sad, doesn't that make our memories even more valuable? That we can't recreate them? It's sad to think about the death of the midnight release, but man, did it have one hell of a life. I guess what I'm trying to say is, you just had to be there.
So, yeah, look at it. It's right here. Look how big we are right here. 6 hours? 6 hours away. 6 hours away.
Right now, this is like the best GameStop ever. Why don't we do this more often?
I don't know, bro. They need to release more games.
What are you looking forward into the game?
Killing, just like walking around and viewing everything. And, I don't know, dragons are kind of cool, I guess. Dragons! Dragons! Delta 10! Yeah! Oh my god, let me see that. It's beautiful.
What people will do for a little entertainment system.
It's midnight.
I'm here for the PlayStation 2. The best entertainment system to hit the world. It's gonna be great.
I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've actually left them. Someone should write a song about that.
And how does it feel? One word. Relieved.
Oh, it feels amazing. This is my first launch, and I'm glad it was for Gears of War 3. It's been an amazing night. Like, I won't forget this night. It's been amazing.
I've been waiting long enough. 10.5-hour shift to work, 6-hour wait for the game. It's a good day.
No one else can say they have the first one. It's the greatest feeling in the world.
See the surprise face. See the little kid face. Oh my God, Dad! Oh my God!
How long are you gonna play for?
All night. All week maybe. All week.
You don't have to work tomorrow?
Work. There's no such thing as work with WoW.
I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've actually left them.
So thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, and subscribe to the Act Man for more awesome content. Big thanks to War Thunder for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to click that link in the description, sign up, and download the game today. And claim that massive bonus pack that's available for new and returning players. And don't forget that War Thunder is available on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. Alright everyone, that's all I got for today. This is the Act Man, signing out. Peace!